Oil back up today. Strait of Hormuz shut tight unless you're sailing an Iranian ship. And Doug Flynn with us here from Flynn Zito Capital Management as we come up on closing bell time on Wall Street. Today, Doug, was the day for me. I obviously could be completely wrong, but being here, whether it was that conversation with that guy, Yogi Meadows, a big business guy here in Dubai, or just we were down to the port, Jebel Ali, when I started thinking this does not feel like it's wrapping up anytime soon. It just feels like it could drag on. And that could be obviously an economic problem. What's your sense of the economy and the markets at this point?
Yeah, I mean, the market's feeling like it's shifting from sort of a fear trade, which was initially what spiked oil prices, now into scarcity. And so, and when you have apparently more than 90% of the oil that flows through the strait has been turned off, that's a very large amount of oil that only some of which can go in other places. And so that is causing repercussions. And now you've got the political backdrop of this behind it, because we've started to see it at the gas pump. Gas prices are up. It was under $3 before this. Now it's about $3.60 on average. So more than 20% rise in just a few weeks. And so that's going to start weighing on people. And so, there are those issues. But in all of that, the market is only off about 2 to 3% from its high. So I think it's looking at the bigger, longer term issue there. But you're starting to see these things that are creeping in that says this could be a much longer lasting issue than it initially seemed to be.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. So the IEA threw like everything they had at it, right? Like they just put so much oil, and then Trump took and released or announced the release of oil from the American strategic reserves as well. So it seems to me, even with all of that, it's still tough to bring the price down, and that's kind of the caveat I would give that. The price,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for the IEA and the SPR, would be even worse.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. It would definitely be worse. It's hard to show that this is less worse than had we not done that, because it's still bad.
Yeah.
But you're seeing it show up not only there. You're seeing it in the LNG prices. Those are up 30 to 60%. Now, fortunately, we're coming out of the frozen tundra that we lived in the Northeast here, and maybe getting a little bit warmer, but that's still going to weigh on people. Those costs go up. And so you've said it before, just before, about this is starting to shift more to the economic part of things. And the longer this lasts, the more it starts to shift to the actual shortages there may be, inflation pressures, and then that stagflation question. And all the escorting that we might do as the U.S., it takes time to get that fully online. So Iran's doing what it can do, and it just takes a while for us to offset that.
Yeah, and I would just say the other guy was saying the same thing. Takes a while to come back as well. All right, let me run, Doug. Thank you as always. Closing bell time in New York.